Hey everybody, Sam here, also known as Mr. Stainless, and we are back today with another State of Decay 101, a series to help you master the mechanics of State of Decay 2. And more specifically today, we're talking about what outposts you should prioritize when playing the game. But before we do, if you want to join the community of survivors here in the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Now, as we know, in State of Decay 2, we spend a great deal of time running around gathering resources for our community, making sure they're well fed, they have enough meds, and also have enough materials to keep up the maintenance of the base. However, if you're finding that you're struggling to go and collect the amount of resources you need in order to keep your community happy, you can establish an outpost. Now, these outposts will give your community bonuses in some cases, and in others supply a steady stream of resources to your community each day, thereby making your job a little bit easier. One thing I've found though while playing through the game is that some outposts are way more valuable and more important than others. As you begin to progress into the mid and late game, you'll begin to notice that in order to upgrade your base facilities further, in some cases you'll need power and or water to do so. Now, there are a number of ways you can obtain these resources. If you're at the Hilltop Motel, you'll have access to an old well, for example, that will keep your facility stocked with water. Power, however, is much harder to come by. You can build yourself a solar array, but in order to do so, it'll take up a large slot and require one of your survivors to have maxed out the utilities trait and get it into the gold tier. You could just stock up on generators, but that's going to cost a lot of fuel over time and equally create a ton of noise. Now, this process can take time, and if you want to get yourself an edge in the game, these are the types of outposts that you're going to want to prioritize, but they don't come cheap. An outpost that supplies water will cost you 1000 influence, and a power substation or power outpost will cost you 2000 influence, which is pretty hefty, especially at the start of the game as well. One added caveat is that both of these outposts require fuel in order for you to get the benefit of their resources, so you're going to want to claim yourself a fuel outpost too, which brings in the total to 3300 influence for all three. Now, if you want to capitalize on your outposts, this is the smartest way to do so, in my opinion. Not only will the power and water give a big boost in morale to your community, but it also means that you don't need to use up any slots in your base building power and or water facilities there. The danger in going for this utilities outpost setup is that, of course, you don't have any outposts supplying you with the typical resources that you may need. In my opinion, this isn't a problem and definitely isn't something you should worry about. Gathering food, meds, materials, and ammo is something that you should be able to handle through loading up a vehicle and going out on a scavenging trip. In my opinion, the ability to have your outposts supply your base with electricity, water, and fuel greatly outweigh the effort and time it would take to go out and scavenge. On top of all this, having the outpost set up means that you'll be able to fully upgrade your control post to give yourself an extra outpost slot regardless, if you do want to invest that in some of the more typical resources. So if you want to have the best outpost setup, in my opinion, which frees up your base slots and provides a healthy morale boost to your community, get yourself a fuel outpost, power outpost, and water outpost in that order. And as an added treat, you'll be greeted by a lit up and vibrant community when you get home from your scavenging runs. Since having this outpost set up, I promise you my morale, my community's morale, has not gone into the negative whatsoever. They've always either been stable or cheerful, and that's with all of the blood plague hearts still on the map and a ton of infestations as well. They're still there, cheery and happy because they've got their water and electric. But folks, that is all for today's State of Decay 101 video. I do hope you found it helpful. Why not let me know what your ideal outpost setup is in the comments below. Do you agree with me, or do you have a better setup? I'd love to know, but in the meantime, have a great week, and I will of course speak to you all soon.